my name is Susan, and today I'm going to talk something about healing. And usually on my channel, I try to explain how easy everything is and that we don't have to complicate it. And usually, if we complicate things, there can be some ego involved. And I'm not saying that it's always bad, I'm just suggesting the most, easiest ways to do things. And what's also great with everything I love to talk about is that it always comes from you. Meaning that everything I talk about is something that you can do yourself. You don't need to climb Tibet or join some secret society to have these answers. I'm here to truly tell you that the answers are within you. Your body is super complex. The most complex patterns exist within your body, within your mind, in the nature, in the universe, and that's pretty much all there is. 2 and 2 is 4. There is the same mathematic logic everywhere. So anyone who's ever trying to tell you that there is something that you need to know that you can't know yourself is probably trying to get something from you and probably trying to, make you more insecure about yourself. And why do people want to make other people insecure about themselves? Well, that has something to do with what I would also call ego. Here we have hierarchies, but if you look within your body, no hierarchies. If you look in the nature, no hierarchy. So the most basic truth about life, about the universe, is that everything is built around relationships. Everything is in a relationship with one another. And the centrum of everything there is always starts from within every living being. So, an example, in you, it starts from within your heart. Your heart does not know separation or any of the problems that you're facing here. It's connecting with everything. And contrary to what we try to convince ourselves here, it's not this thing that makes it's not this thing that figures things out. It actually comes from the heart, and it is your heart that is opening up your consciousness. And you know that your brain or your mind expands. It expands the more you get in contact with yourself. Now, some people gonna say, no, it expands because I'm getting smarter, because I think a lot. Yeah, for sure, you think a lot. What do you think about? Because, you can think about certain things, and I'm sorry to say, it perhaps won't get you any smarter. But a lot of things, if you have an interest in whatever subject it is, usually when your passion is in it, you're going to learn things, even things you didn't even thought of you were learning. But certain things will kind of expand you, and other things will just make you go round and round. You can play mobile games, and you might be applying a lot of thought, or so you assume, but many times it's just like a dopamine rush. I want to go to the next level and it can be just for the kick, and it leaves you kind of hollow. But I'm talking about thinking and engaging you in things that makes you expand. And why I also say that you become more intelligent the more you get in contact with yourself. And there's a very easy reason for that. When people are separated from themselves, they actually are not intelligent. Meaning your brain can then make up any kind of thought, and you have no possibility to verify it. You can't verify it. You don't know what's right or wrong because you're so disconnected. But you have to be in contact with yourself to kind of get a feel of what is true and what is not true. So have you ever noticed when you kind of are in contact with yourself and you're about to make a decision, and sometimes you just feel like, yeah, this is the right thing. This is the right thing for me, at least right now. And that thing doesn't feel right. And you're supposed to go after that. You're supposed to follow that. That's one example. But it actually works for everything. So when I speak on my channel about universal laws, it's not like an abstract thing. Yeah, it might be true, might not be true. How will I know? No, when I speak about these universal laws, it's supposed to resonate within you. It's something that you can feel within you and something that you can even try out. And if it doesn't resonate, don't listen to it and don't integrate it in you. Not before it makes sense. Everything is supposed to make sense, and if it doesn't, discard it for now. So, with that intro, I'm going to talk something about the mystical subject of healing. Because just like everything else, things can seem so complicated. Like you can go to a specific healer, and there are so many different healing tactics. And of course, I'm not saying that you don't need specific healing tactics, specific healing um, specialities of doing things. Of course, you can. Because everything you have passion in and everything you do dedicated sort of become a pattern, sort of become a music in itself, sort of will work. But I'm gonna tell you just the basic of healing, and I'm here to tell you that you too can heal. You don't need to take a certain class, you don't need to be in any specific way. If you can breathe, then you can heal. If you can love, then you can heal. So, what is the basics of healing? First of all, many people, they think that healing is something you do for sick people. If someone is sick, if the body is sick, yeah, then you can heal them. This is not true. Anything that is in disharmony can be healed. So you can raise the quality in anything that is in disharmony to reach harmony. It doesn't have to be a sick body. It can be a problematic relationship. It can be a problematic energy in your workplace. Or maybe you are scared with your economic situation. It can be anything. Anything that matters to you, that is problematic, stressful, whatever it is, you can apply healing to that situation, and it works just the same. Because this place, it's not like this is a physical object and this is a relationship and this is something else, this is a thought. That's only for your perception to perceive it like that. In reality, it's just relationships. And to not make it too complicated, but to go down to a place like this, like where we are now, I will actually argue that we are just in one mind right now, all of us. So if you perceive someone who is sick, let's say we're standing in the universe, and I see you, and I see that you are ill in some way, and I have no idea what's wrong with you. Should I just drill in you or just make unqualified guesses what's wrong with you? Or should I do the most humane things? Then I just transform myself to a little conscious cell, and I am born, or I go to within your body. And as a little cell inside your body, I get to know from inside, like a subjective conscious being, what the disharmony is. And I gently help out. That's what I can do. I can't interfere with you. Just take a saw and fix something here. It doesn't work like that. Well, of course, in this place you see people do crazy things, but it's usually not how it goes about in other places. So, with that being said, we also have the basic for healing. And it's no surprise that if you are in disharmony, if you are stressed, I'm sure you noticed, you can get ill. You can get headaches, you can get stomach aches, because everything that is in disharmony kind of creates some kind of illness. And it doesn't have to manifest as a physical illness. It can manifest as just more discomfort in your body. It can also manifest as problematic situations on the outside. Yeah, it manifests like that as well. I'm sure you have noticed that when you are not in balance, you can spill your coffee cup, or things just tend to go wrong and you can't find a parking space or whatever. Like, things keep on adding up. There are patterns in your life that keep coming that you're not so happy about, but you don't know what to do about it. If you're not conscious about this pattern and that is repeating in your life, you may think this instead. This is how life is. I'm not doing anything wrong. This is just how life is. Now, it's never constructive to say that you're doing something wrong. That's not what we're doing here. That is not constructive. But I'm sure we can say, something is not in balance here. What can I learn from this? And how can I put things into balance? It's not about saying that someone is guilty and someone is not guilty. Remember, life is not about hierarchies. Life is not about, if you are right, you are better than me. That is not what life is about. If your body is ill, I'm sure you are not resonating that. oh, let's not hurt the body's feeling. Let's not, when I know what's wrong in the body, I'm gonna be a bit secretive about putting the blame on whatever is wrong in the body. You would never reason like that about your body. If your garden is not growing well, if it seems a bit sick, you are not going to say, who is guilty? I'm going to put you to jail. I'm going to take you to court. Of course not. You're just going to know that something is not balanced. So please, please, please reserve your judgment to other people. Just because a situation is problematic, because people are quarreling and a crazy bad environment is manifesting, doesn't mean that someone has to be guilty. It doesn't mean that we have to blame some specific people or one person. It's usually not that constructive. Instead, someone is stressed out and behaving the way they do. Why are they so stressed? Why aren't they safe? Yeah, it's a whole nother chapter in itself, because we are trying to create safety. And safety is the opposite to being stressed out of your mind. Being safe is feeling everything is well. And when do we feel stressed? We feel stressed when we feel separation. And separation coincides with fear. So if you listen to my channel, you're gonna hear me speak about this. If you feel fear, and fear is always discomfort. If you feel any kind of pain or discomfort, it always comes at the same time as fear. And that also comes with the same thing as distance. You're gonna feel a distance. You're gonna feel a separation. So whenever you have discomfort, you're gonna feel some kind of fear, some kind of stress, some kind of fear. And mentally, you may perceive it like the group is over there and you are here by yourself. You have to fend for yourself against these wild tigers and no one is here to help you, and it stresses you out. We want to remove that and embrace togetherness, relationships, and harmony. Like, you may not trust yourself, but if you just relaxed and trust that your body knows what to do to put itself in balance, it would make you calm. You don't have to steer this ship. You don't have to have every answer in your life. It doesn't work like that. It comes a long way with good intentions. In the end, it's just your intention and what you're putting your mind to and your heart. Because your true intention, and please never, never lie to yourself about your intention decides what you're going to encounter. And now I come to the first very truth of healing. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to fix everything in your life? Let's say you're trying to apply healing to a large scope of everything in your life. You want it to be right. And you're stressing out and you're trying to fix everything. You're trying to control everything. And your friend, your good friend, may say, why can't you relax? I think you should just relax. Actually, I think you should take a break from your job. Just relax, and I think things will go back to perfect. And in your stressed mind, your separated, scared mind, you don't believe that. You want to put in even more work. You want to control more. At the same time, you know that is not the solution. And that isn't the solution. If your body is ill, it's not going to be better if you stress more and control it more. Now, damn you, you have to be more rigid in your routines and you have to work harder. That doesn't do it. We know we have to relax. And relax is just the same as saying to put things in their like normal order. When we are relaxed, we are actually everything is in order, as it should be. You can't do anything if it's out of balance. Try to play an instrument or orchestra and you are too tight in what you're doing or you're too slack. It has to be just relaxed. And you can't relax if you are scared. You have to be relaxed to be relaxed, and then there is flow. How can you live your life without being scared? Well, baby steps. Now we're talking healing. We're talking about applying this safety in specific areas where we want to try to apply healing. So, how can you then, with your own ability, create healing? First, it's not a mind exercise. It's not a mind exercise. It's not about thinking. Because your ego might want to manifest a Porsche car, a Lamborghini. It's not about thoughts. You can think whatever, but it's not realistic. Remember? A separated thought can think any thoughts and it doesn't matter. It's the intention, it's the feeling behind it. If you're still stressed, it's not going to work. So how can you apply being relaxed when you are applying healing? These are things that makes you relax. When you help someone, you forget about your separated self. You are no longer scared. That means you are no longer like a reptile brain. You're no longer selfish. You give. When you are in the spirit of helping, all you can think about is succeeding in that help. You want to reach out, you want to help, you want to connect. Therefore, so many times we apply healing on people that are sick, people who need our help, because then it kind of kicks on automatically. So, as I said, you don't need a specific tactic. Many times, many healing tactics, and I'm not going to speak about everyone because some of you are listening are going to be super good in one specific healing method, and I'm not going to take that away from you. What happens is that sometimes we do these visualizations, I'm trying to be better at my English, visualizations, and it kind of puts us in a certain energy vibration mode. A vibration mode that is higher in the quality of that vibrational state than the current state. So that vibration, that frequency, will be applied on the more chaotic frequency and will help it to come into balance. But you don't need to use your head if you know how to use your heart. This is a super secret. I can have a lot of information, and sure, yeah, I like to use my brain, but the secret is the heart. The heart sees through everything, it just knows. If you can find a way to use your heart, it's not going to be so difficult. It accesses things immediately. If you ever experience like a miracle and you wonder where that comes from, it's because for a moment you suspend the thoughts that is always holding guard, that is always controlling. You let it go. You just feel this complete peace, maybe just for a second, when you are in your heart, and then things flows in. So, first of all, when we heal, we are givers. We use our heart's intention. We want to give. And if we all it's an exercise I sometimes do when people are stressed, when people are scared. Many times we are scared because we feel like we are separated from everyone else and it makes us scared. Just close your eyes and visualize everything. Start with your own home and that you give love to everything. What is the difference between a cold house that just feels empty and a loving home? The difference between like a cold empty house and a loving home is that someone has given that cold house love. And that, my friend, is your superpower. You have the ability to love. And someone can do whatever they want to you, but they can't take away your power to love. Whether you exercise your power to love or not is completely up to you. But that changes everything. People search for these lovely homes. People search their whole lives for them. Like, where is that loving grandmother, grandfather that are baking cookies? And I come in there and they're so welcoming, they're so loving. Because someone gave it love. You have the same ability. Someone's got to give or it's not going to happen. So, when you give that love, you can visualize that you're loving everything. You go inside your house mentally and you give love to everything. Your curtains, your rug that you haven't thought about, old paintings that is just there. You haven't noticed them before, but you give love to everything. And then you go outside your house and you keep giving love to everything. Anything that catches your eyes. Isn't it strange how nothing scares you anymore? Because if you decided to love it, it can no longer scare you. and then miracles starts to happen. So that can be like a basic exercise to create an overall healing in your life. When it comes to give healing to specific things, like if you would want to try to heal your economical situation, now I'm not talking about magic to create the $1 million into your life. I'm talking about removing fear, removing whatever wrong relationship you have to anything that you imagined in your life. I'm saying imagine because this place is just for your sake to experience yourself. There's a lot of layers of illusion that we have to push forward to realize what really has any worth in life, so to speak. So if you would try to heal your economic situation, there's probably a lot of fear in that situation and a lot of strain. Then you have to move through your own problematic relationships to that situation. It is not the economy in itself that you're trying to fix, but it is your own relationship. Everything is relationships. You have a relationship to your sofa at home. You have a relationship to your kitchen. You have some kind of feelings that you are constantly having towards an object or a person or a country or whatever it is. And that constitutes your reality here. If you are working on each of those relationships, you're not going to recognize your life anymore. So the power is in your hands. It's in your intention, actually. So when you're trying to heal something like that, you're looking at your own relationship. And what I'm going to try to tell you with this is that it doesn't matter if it's a person or if it is economy, because it's never about the other object. It's about you and your relationship. And what you're going to find when you're scared in a relationship, and that's when we try to heal. You're not trying to heal something that is already harmonious, of course not, but something that is stressful and something that is strained. What you're going to do with that bond is you're going to try to imagine what it means to let go. Because the reason why it's problematic and it's strained and it's stressful is because you won't let go. And you mean, what do you mean, let go? Should I let go about my finances? What should I let go of? No, you should let go of your control. You're trying to manage life and life solution from your head. And I'm trying to tell you, it may seem in your weird delusional state that that's how it works. I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. You're going to get more of what you're creating because everything is relationship. And if I could produce a machine that could show you all the bonds that you have in your life, you would know exactly what I mean. And just by trying my method here, it's not even a method, it's so super simple, you're gonna see what I mean. That problematic relationship means you are trying to control something because you were scared. And that increases your need to having to control because you feel that you are alone in this and you're separated in this. But if you tell the situation that, no, I'm not going to be obsessive about the situation. I'm not going to be obsessive. Meaning I'm going to release the fear here because I'm not going to be obsessive. It's not the other stuff holding you. It's not the other object keeping you in chains. It's not. You're going to tell yourself it's the other object that is keeping you in chains, but it's not. It's you who are doing like this. I promise you. The situation is there for as long as you hold on to it. So when you heal, it's a lot about acceptance and letting go. Many times when we heal and we talk about energy, we relaxes the brain and we say, I just want to feel the energy in my hands flowing through my body. And we are doing ourselves a favor because at least then we're not thinking, so we're not controlling. We are letting go. When we use our hands to apply healing, I guess humans are not aware of this, the reason why we do that is because it's a way for humans to stop thinking and stop controlling. Because you're focused on your hands and you don't believe that you're thinking with your body. So temporarily you let go of your thoughts and control. You think that it is something that your body is doing. I kid you not. That's what you think. You think it's something that your body is doing. But it is still your head, but you're not using your head in the same way, or your mind. And your mind is connected to your heart, so it's your whole system. So you're kind of tricking yourself to make the healing work. So I was going to say, just like Harry Potter, you can have like your stick and say, this thing does it. Yes, whatever works for you. So therefore, you can even visualize doing like this when you're trying to heal an economical situation, or your home situation, or your relationships at work, or your own relationship. Imagine you doing like this. And remember, whatever you are trying to heal that has an effect in your life is also going to change you. Because whatever you're perceiving in your life, the problematic workplace, the energy problems are not in the workplace, it is in the relationship to you. So when you are healing a situation, it will also transform you. And all of the stuff I'm going to talk about in my channel, of tips and tricks, of superpowers that you have within you, is going to transform you to the better, because you're going to be more and more integrated with yourself, meaning you're going to understand life more and more. That's what's so amazing about it. So I guess that's the basic in healing. I hope it makes kind of sense. And you're going to say, but it was not any specific tactics. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There isn't a specific method. You don't need a specific method. If you make this work, if you try it, remember, don't use your head. It's not magic thinking that is going to make the healing. It's everything is relationships and everything is connected to you that you're perceiving in this world. You are letting go of the hold. You are giving yourself the slack. And you, by relaxing, you actually raise your understanding to a higher frequency level. You can think about, I was going to say puppies, or thinking about how much you love things. And when you are in that loving state, when you are in that creation, and when you stop thinking separation and you start thinking togetherness, well, how do I do that? I sometimes give the practical tips of saying like this: I'm innocent, I never been separated. Or I never been separated, I'm innocent. I don't attack, I don't judge. Peace, understanding, forgiveness. That's all it takes. You're gonna deprogram yourself for this obsessive need of being afraid, separated, and having control. And you're gonna start using your system. So I leave you with that. More soon again. Bye for now.